Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. First of all, I wish you all a very happy Christmas. I hope you all are having a very great day and I am happy to make voiceover videos again. It's been like 1 month since I last made a voiceover video and I'm back again. Now a lot of you guys have been telling me about the grand tournament that is going to happen in Bangladesh, and I know that my top 10 tier list videos are outdated because there have been a lot of patch updates. So today's video is going to be about the strongest heroes in the current meta, and I am sure this video will be a lot of help to you when you are making strategies for the tournament. So Aoi is the best jungling assassin in the game right now, and she is usually banned in higher ranks, which means that the hero is broken, and recently her damage on all 3 of her abilities got buffed. So she deals more damage now but has higher cooldown on her abilities, but still she is the best assassin jungle in the current meta. So the next hero on the list is Kira, and Kira is also one of those heroes that get banned only in very high ranks but usually never gets banned or picked in lower leagues such as Diamond and Veteran. And I also believe that she did not get a buff or nerf ever since she got nerfed like long back when they removed her invisibility during her ult. So overall she is a very good hero when it comes to dive composition because she has the untarget ability and that can make the tower retarget onto some other ally, so you can dive fearlessly under tower. So next up on the list is Elandor, and as you guys know, Marksman jungle is very good if you are in 5-man queue because your team can play around you and you will not die easily and you will be able to farm quickly to get to the late game. So the problem that Marksman have usually is it will take a lot of time for them to get items, but if you are jungling as Elandor, he is very good at clearing jungle creeps quickly, and he also has a lot of mobility which allows him to get to the late game quickly and snowball the game onto victory. So right now in the current meta, Elandor is probably the best jungler in the game. So next up on the list is Butterfly, and if you guys have watched my top 10 assassin video, she was on top of the list at number 1 and she is not going down anywhere soon. She is a very good assassin, and if you are in 5-man, she is very good at diving towers and finishing off the opponents because you will be engaging together. So the problem that Butterfly has is if you are not in 5Q, people will not engage with you, and she is very good at diving towers, but if you go to the late game, she will become more squishy and she can easily be one shot by other heroes. We have also made a Butterfly tutorial video on the channel which you can check out if you are interested in playing her. So the next entry in our list is going to be a warrior, and that is Lu Bu, and playing Lu Bu in the jungle is very effective because he is very strong in the early game and you can use this to your advantage and end games faster. His passive gives him increased attack speed whenever he uses an ability, and you can use this to your advantage while you are jungling if you know how to maintain those stacks. He is also very hard to kill for assassin junglers, so if the opponent has an assassin like Aoi or Butterfly, you can pick Lu Bu and it will be a very hard task for the assassins to kill a warrior like Lu Bu. So the next entry in our list will be Tulan, and playing Tulan in the jungle has a lot of advantages. First of all, Tulan does not have a lot of crowd control, so if you play him in the jungle, you can pick another mage who can provide you with a lot of crowd control. And the next advantage is that he deals a lot of damage from the early game till the late game. Like you can literally hit one passive bolt and then ult and finish a target. So he also has a lot of mobility and damage, which allows him to rotate with his team if he is playing as a jungler. And also he can clear jungle creeps very fast because of his abilities. And therefore Tulen is a very powerful jungler in the current meta. Now the last entry in our list will be Chi, and she is also another warrior jungle, and her passive also allows her to clear jungle very fast and also to maintain her HP full. She also has a lot of crowd control with her first ability and her ultimate, and she is very good at initiating team fights if you are in 5-man queue. And also, just like Lubu, she is also a warrior jungle, so it will be harder for the enemies to gank and kill her quickly. Superman is without a doubt the best DS laner in the game right now, and his movement speed is very fast, and that allows him to rotate around the map, which is key for any 5-man queue. So in 5-man queue, you try to make a lot of plays together, right? So having Superman in your team allows you to make a lot of plays together, and he also has insane amounts of crowd control and damage, which makes him a very solid pick in the DS lane. Now he might be a bit harder to play than usual DS laners, but you can check out my Superman tutorial video. It's a very long video and I have explained a lot of things, so if you want to master Superman quickly in a very short time, do check out that video. I'm sure it will be a lot of help to you. So the next entry in our list will be Yenna. So Yenna has everything that a good warrior needs. She has damage, she has mobility, she has immunity, and overall she's a very good hero who can win lane against most of the DS laners. This makes Yenna a very solid pick in the DS lane. So the next entry in our list will be Airi, and Airi is a very peculiar hero because having Airi in your team is like having another marksman in your team. The reason I am telling that is she needs to get to the very late game in order to do a lot of damage and to carry the match. In the early game she is very weak and she loses lane to most of the heroes, but once she gets to the late game she will be able to deal a lot of true damage, and she also has a lot of sustain, and her ultimate allows her to dive towers fearlessly because she doesn't take a lot of damage when she uses her ult. So overall she is a very good hero in the late game, but in the early game you have to be dependent on your team. So of course Florentino is going to be in the list. He is a permaban hero even from the Diamond League till the Master League. So he got nerfed in the latest patch, and the nerf was his second ability's knockup got removed. But even after the nerf he is very strong because they have added the area damage to his second ability. So he is still one of the best DS laners in the game and can win lane against any hero. If you are a good Florentino, you can win lane against any hero. But the problem with Florentino is that he is very hard to learn. But if you wish to learn, you can surely check out my Florentino tutorial video. It will be a lot of help for you. But if you still don't know how to play Florentino, I would not recommend you to start practicing now and then take him to the tournament. You will need at least 200 to 300 matches to play him well. So our first entry in the middle lane will be Crixie, and she is a very straightforward and easy to play mage. She has a lot of range, lot of poking potential, good crowd control, and also has decent mobility. So overall she is a very good mage, and her ult has a very huge area which allows her to dive or make a lot of plays with her team. The second entry in our list, and also the best mage in the game right now, will be Lorian, and ever since Zata got nerfed, Lorian is the strongest mage in the game, and he is insanely good at team fights because of his lifesteal and crowd control with his ultimate, and he also deals huge amounts of damage and is insanely good at diving power. So overall he is the best mage in the game right now. So just like Florentino, Liliana is also an evergreen pick when it comes to middle lane. She has a lot of burst damage, poking potential, range and mobility, which makes her a very good mage and insanely hard for assassins to kill her. She deals devastating amounts of poke damage in the late game, and if there is a Liliana in your enemy team, you should always try to end the game as soon as possible, because you will not be able to take the damage that she deals in the late game with her first and second ability in the human form. So Wonder Woman is one of the best supports in the game right now because of how aggressive you can play with her. She deals a lot of damage on her own, has a hook with her second ability which she can use to either initiate or pull the opponents. She has an ult that is a huge stun to all the enemies in front of her and gives a shield to all the allies behind her. So she can be used to set up a lot of plays. You can just go towards a tower, use your second ability and dive in. Use Tower Disrupt to stun the tower and then kill the enemies and go away. So having Wonder Woman as your support changes the overall playstyle of your team. You have to play a lot aggressive, and she is not a babysitting support. She will help you with initiation and tower dives.
Opening up the top 5 spots at number 5 is none other than Tachi.
Again, he is also
Tachi
a warrior
is
support,
yet another warrior
so you
who can also be played as a support because he is very
aggressive
tanky.
dive composition.
Even though he doesn't have a lot of crowd
warriors
control,
as support
he can compensate
helps you a
for
lot.
that
So
with
Tachi
his ability to
has a
tank
lot of
like
initiating
hell.
abilities. He can
After
sustain
he
a
opens
lot
up
of
all
damage,
the 4 of his seals,
even
any
more
damage
than
that he
tanky
deals becomes
supports,
2 damage.
and he
Tachi's
deals a lot of
ultimate
damage
is one
as
of
well.
the best initiating
So,
abilities in the
overall,
entire
he is a
game.
very good support to play in the
His
current
insane
meta, and the
lifesteal,
only downside
shield
of Tachi
and
is that he
damage
doesn't have a
potential
lot of crowd
makes
control.
him one of the
But you
best
can
warrior
compensate
supports
for
in
it
the
by
game.
using a mage like Ignis.
He is extremely hard to kill
your
without
composition
true
will be
damage,
good.
and he himself deals a lot of damage. Thus, he comes in at number 5 in our list.
You have defeated an enemy. Ultimate is not ready.
Dragon whirlwind.
You have defeated.
The third entry in our support list will be Mina, and Mina is a very versatile support. She can also do babysitting for your marksman or mage, or she can engage with your assassin or warrior. She can do a lot of tower dives. She has insane damage on her own, and she also has a lot of lifesteal. Her ult is very good. You can use flicker plus her ultimate and then go in and stun all the enemies for like 1.5 seconds, and that will be enough. If your team is good, they should be able to take all the opponents out in that 1.5 seconds if you know which heroes to attack first. So in a very good team, Mina is a very powerful support. And of course, the strongest support in the current meta and in any meta since his launch will be Zip. He has the perfect set of abilities for a support. He can literally swallow your teammate and take them to safety, or he can take you under the opponent's tower. So he is a very good pick when it comes to diving towers, and he is also a very good pick if you want to babysit your marksman. So if you can just play Elandor jungle, and Zip can follow Elandor all the time, and whenever he is going to be jumped on, Zip can just follow him and take him away. So Zip can either be a babysitter or a very aggressive initiator. So this versatility makes him the best support. So when it comes to marksman, Hayate is in my opinion the best marksman in the current meta. He is extremely hard to kill and deals a lot of damage, especially in the late game. So he is almost permanently banned in very high leagues because of how versatile he is. He is extremely hard to catch and he is also built tanky so that the assassin will find it hard to kill him than any other marksman. So this allows him to be a very irritating marksman if he is in the enemy team, who can keep poking with his first ability, and when the right time comes he can just use his ult and kill all the enemies. So it is always best to ban Hayate, but if your teammate knows how to play Hayate and if you get the first pick, you can always choose him. He is a very good marksman. So the next entry in our list will be Thorn, and Thorn is a very versatile marksman. He has a lot of tricks up his sleeve. He has good mobility, a huge AoE ultimate, and his first ability allows him to deal magic damage. He can slow down, he can stun, and he can also deal area damage with his auto attacks. So overall he is a very strong marksman, and in the late game his damage is off the charts, and it is always good to pick him for your marksman. So the third entry in our list will be Elsu. He is a very annoying marksman because he can keep sniping the enemy marksman in the lane during the early game. And since you are playing a tournament and you will be playing in a 5-man, so his first ability is very good because it provides a lot of vision and you will be able to see the enemy's rotation if you know where to place those traps. So this alone puts Elsu on this list because you can counter the opponents and outplay them. So he also has his ultimate which can get him to safety if an assassin tries to jump on him, and he can also use his passive to rotate around the map faster than any other marksman in the game. If these marksmen are banned, you can always pick Lavel and Joker. They are also very good marksmen. So that's gonna be it for today's video, guys. I hope you all found this video helpful, and I wish all the best to every player who is participating in the grand tournament in Bangladesh. I hope you all have a very great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.